And we're going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. We have 3 updates to the agenda. We have the Yankee Generator, CWSRF loan app information, and DWSRF loan application. Are there any other updates to this agenda?
Probably whatever that other contract was that Zach dropped off with Teresa.
It was just a quote.
It's a quote.
Oh, it's a quote. I assume he's looking for an approval, I'm guessing.
It's not a whole lot of information on here. Do you know anything about this?
All he said was a quote.
Looks like confined space stuff, possibly.
It's just a quote.
It's just a quote.
Okay. Well, I guess it's information for you that it's a quote, and
we'll put it on there as quote, and we'll just say, there you go. Everybody's got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Public comment. I don't
No
see
public.
anybody. So moving on. We have the Cross Street project, which is page 2 in your packet. We've got the information to be able to start working on. Yeah. It's a lot.
When I look at this, I kind of think this project is going to need to be like an RFP kind of project where we're going to send out and ask for bids, but it's going to have to be spelled out. Here's what is involved. It's not just dig a hole. This is more involved than that. And so we're probably going to have to, write up a real RFP and put it out. Zach did tell me don't count on getting more than one quote because pretty much nobody's going to want this job. It's big for us, but it's not big for the companies that do this kind of work. So I'm not going to be surprised if we have to go begging somebody to take it. But we need to have we need to actually have it written out so that we have a project to actually ask somebody to bid on.
I know of somebody here in town that will bid on this project.
But do they have the skills to be able to do all of this project?
He's done it many times before with Prescott for the high pressure work.
I think it's a matter of following the process, getting it written up the way we need to, and putting it out there.
But my question to you is when do you want to do this job? Because Zach told me that there's no reason we should do this winter, that it can wait till spring.
Supposedly Zach has found all the valves. We need to isolate that one section. So it shouldn't be high pressure work. It should just be a dig.
So that's changed than what this said.
No, if you read that, it's everything that's around that area that we're having to dig around. We've got electric, we've got power poles, we've got sewer, we've got wastewater, we've got everything in that little tiny hole space there.
Because the electric co-op, I don't know if they will charge for that. I don't know if they charged for that last time. I don't remember ever seeing an invoice for that. You just have to call them and they come and they'll secure the pole while you dig. So I don't think there's any charges related to the co-op, but I don't know that for sure.
Right.
And that's something that nobody can bid on because you're not going to know what they're going to charge. They don't give out.
That would be something that would be the bid would state and ancillary charges.
Correct.
So, Mike, do you want to schedule a time to walk me through how to properly write this up?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that it's like urgent. I mean, when I've talked to Zach, he's kind of said, this isn't something that has to be done this winter. But I think we would want to get it bid out, sometime February, March, somewhere in that range. So we're not in like it's
going to take us a couple times to write it up, get it out there, and bid. And we might have to bid twice or something. Who knows?
Because what I'm hoping for is this gets done in the spring, so that it's not going to affect anything that goes on the 4th of July here in town. I want this all cleaned up and prettied up so that people don't have an eyesore and dirt and debris hanging around. So the time will be of the essence. Once they start, it should be written on the quote that time is of the essence once the job gets started.
Or an ideal deadline.
Right. The other question, and maybe Kian can shed some light on it. So I assume we should probably check the hydrant that's there to see, is it reasonably usable right now? Because, Zach did bring up, I mean, this would be a great time, except for the fact that we are going to replace that water main in the next 3 years, probably. So, are we going to be replacing the hydrant to replace the hydrant again? Or could we include the hydrant as part of the water main project and get it partially paid for? I mean,
think
that's
we
my
should wait.
question.
I think we should wait.
As far as I know, I think the hydrant is operable.
That's what Zach said. It was operable.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
if
we
we,
want to make sure that it's capable of treating it. If we had a fire in the downtown, I wouldn't want to hold off just because, well, we're going to get a better deal if we do it. But, if it's no worse than any of our other hydrants, it might be something to consider, is not doing it now and doing it as part of the bigger project.
it could wait.
Seems to me like that would be
So-
because we're going to be ripping everything up there. So,
Mike, I'll look at my schedule and your schedule and get together with you about writing this up before our next meeting.
right. We just not till the 30th. So we could do it in January. I mean, we're not going to do it the next 2 weeks with Christmas
Right.
and New Year's and all that. So, and Zach had assured me that he had tested he had run tests on what he thought was down there and that it was going to hold fine. So,
So moving on to the trailer stocking. So I did get a list sent over that was a small list. And I've gone ahead and started out breaking it out into a couple of different categories and adding some things in that I think should be in there. Items that are in bold and italicized are things that I don't know if we need to have included in there. They're just things that if I were putting this together, I would put in there. But I do think this is one of those things that we do need to look at. What is in the scope of it? I know there was some talk about shelving, tie downs, and other things in the trailer. So are we asking the person who's doing the outfitting to do that, or are we doing that as a separate item?
I thought Zach originally, when him and I talked, that they were going to take some time off. But without what went on this spring there and everything going on at the filter treatment plant, they didn't have time. But he wanted to build some shelving in there so they could have fittings and things that they need on an emergency, the rubber bands, the rubbers that go over the pipe when they have a leak they have to fix and all that stuff. He wanted to have something of everything in the thing, and
He kind of wanted to get the equipment first and
then
build
build around it.
equipment.
That's exactly what he told me. So once we get all the stuff that's going to go in there, then I mean, I told him he could come over to my place and together we could knock it out on a weekend or something like that and do it. But because you need a table saw, you're gonna need, and I have all that stuff at my place. So I told him all he had to do was bring the trailer up there and we'll work on it during a week, a few hours a day, but you need warm weather for that. We need a place that's warm in order to do all the work. It ain't gonna get done now till spring.
Right. I just didn't know if that was part of something that we were expecting the outfitter to do.
No.
And whether or not we actually are anticipating, because even the project we've got going on right now isn't going to end tomorrow, right? Does the water department have the capacity to even do that? Do you guys really want to do that is the question. And then putting it out, I think there's definitely some gaps in the like there's no sizing, there's no like what exactly do we need in there so we can get those quotes in. And we do have a couple of different pricing things that have been sent over to us. So the question is are we just going to go and buy these retail anywhere where we want to, or are we doing budget wise? I think we need to find out what the costs are going to be from different places and have people bid on it once we have a full list of what's needed. But that's
And
Everybody's call. What?
I was gonna say, I was trying to find when Zach, because Zach told me that he was supposed to hear. I'm trying to think where he sent it though. Did he send it to my email or to a text? I think it was Thursday. He was expected to hear back from the guy in Johnson about, he was supposed to give Zach like the list with the prices and everything that he was proposing that they needed. I'm just trying to see when he sent that to me.
He responded back, but I don't think I saw any pricing.
I saw a sale flyer.
Yeah.
And it's still like, but even that list was a very base. It wasn't a very like it just said wrenches. Okay. Do we need 7-foot wrenches or little baby wrenches? I don't. It's hard to compare different things if we don't have an idea of what's actually being priced, if that makes sense. Like I can tell you a drill is going to be $200 or a drill is going to be $100. Which drill? What's the details on that drill? So if everybody can take a look at that, I'll send this slightly larger list over because it's a little more encompassing, I think. See what we get back from that other location. Any other things on that trailer stocking?
I can't find that. I know he sent me a message because I don't think I talked to him, but I can't find it. So it was later this week sometime.
Past due account status.
Well, I believe he turned people off.
Are they still off or did they come in and pay?
One has come in and paid in full.
Okay.
The rest of them are still off.
Okay. Billing status updates.
So the new bill's been out. Did we get any more calls today, Teresa?
One, but I dealt with it.
Oh, good. Was it something we did wrong or was it just Oh, good.
Nope.
Good. I think Katie and I went through the training with Albert on the billing, and I believe we got it coming out pretty good. Zach went to recheck 2 today, and I'm not sure where those ended up. I haven't heard back from him yet, but
he told me that the meter reads on both of those were correct.
oh, that's gonna make those people happy.
Yeah.
Meaning they used a boatload
They
of
were
water.
big bills that, sorry, if that's what you used, that's what you used.
You've got to leak.
So, but no, Zach went and rechecked the 2 that we got calls on yesterday. But
I will say that I looked at the can't speak. I looked at the muni billing message that's on the bill, and I got the magic number, and the muni billing site is still not allowing. It's not easy to get in there. So as a user, I'm gonna do what I need to do. But I think it would be great, if people signed up for the online billing, it helps with everything. But if their site isn't allowing people to do that easily, then that's a whole different issue.
well, and we haven't done a real push with that because I don't know that was all set up prior to Katie and I getting involved with that. So
Right.
that's on the agenda of things to work on, because it would be great if we could get people moved to online billing as opposed to printing bills, because it would save us $1 a bill.
Well, it's ironic because it saves us $1 a bill if we have them move to online billing. And it would be really helpful if they would do ACH payments. ACH is $1. So
right. And that
do
is
an
kind
online
of,
bill and ACH, and we won't charge you the $1.
well, and that's what I was going to suggest, that when we get to the point where we're ready to start really pushing this, that's what we offer. It's the kind of the carrot mentality that, okay, if you sign up, we'll waive the fee and we'll absorb it if you're signed up for online billing, and because it costs us the same. But at some point, then in the future, when you get to 90% of your people are
Then
online
it flips
billing,
the other way.
then it flips the other way, and we charge you extra if you're going to mail you a bill.
I say, and
Because
I know,
virtually everybody's online. You could be online too.
and I know VEC, like they did that. They did a push to get everybody signed up. Then they did here you're gonna get a bigger carrot if you sign up now, and then they did you're gonna pay $3 for a paper bill. I don't think they've actually gone through the process of moving to the paper bill charge, but that was a threat at one
Most of the
point.
time, you get 99% of them just by threatening it. So
Yep. Okay, so the new water meters, I did send out a request, and I know Zach is looking into a schedule for us.
He
So
did send me how many they've installed so far. Do you want to know?
Yeah,
yeah, that would be wonderful if that could be forwarded to me as well.
He just texted it to me earlier this morning. We were talking. There were 67 new meters have been installed of the regular meters, and 2 1.5-inch meters have been installed.
Of this, and they're all, when you say regular, still mean the new modern smart ones, right?
Yeah, the modern ones. They're just the
Not the old jalopies.
5/8
I'm
inch or
like,
whatever the standard house
Yep.
size one.
normal ones.
The 1.5-inch are business ones.
Okay. So that's 69 out of 690. That's making progress.
Well, I think we
I know
have.
it's a smaller number than that.
It is a smaller number. I think he told me that because we were going back and forth with TI sales to figure out exactly how many did we have, how many were shipped. He said we have less than 359 in storage. So that's what we have left to install, I guess.
It's good. Sounds like we're making progress. Anything else on new meters before we move on to reservoir liner?
that's not till spring. That's put on hold.
Yep.
Reservoir liner, we did submit our reimbursement request for what we've paid so far, and so that is $55,767.81, which should be coming back in.
So we're hoping for a wet but not super wet spring so we can do this, right? Wet but no flooding.
Yes.
Wastewater treatment facility updates.
Okay. So we are finally constructing the building. And hold on, make sure I got the right thing open here.
So we got enough.
We got
Helical coil
the
things.
foundation is received approval. And they are moving forward.
We didn't have a party to celebrate this.
So we
fixed
came,
money in our budget for it.
so here is the cost for this change.
Mike, we're gonna need a lot bigger than that. You're gonna have to
Well,
zoom it. Unless it's in our package.
No, it's not. I got this from the engineer today. It's in my email. Hold on, let me see if I can figure out how to zoom it.
636, 938.
Yeah,
Point.
636, 998.
Oh, okay. It's really small over here. Okay.
I can't zoom into it. And actually that does include the engineering costs, which are being disputed. The 82,000, we are disputing that charge. So but the rest
Still
of
a
that
small portion of it.
mm,
Ouch.
every little bit helps.
Yeah. Yeah. So are we close enough to be like, I know at one point we were ahead, then we were behind, now we're way behind. What are the chances are that we're gonna make up enough ground time that
I
it's all
don't
gonna
think
come
we'll
out in
be
the wash?
I don't think we'll be finished in April like they were hoping, but I think that at least barring any more issues, they're hoping for July, which
Okay.
would still be considerably ahead of schedule, which would help save some money on the project. So that is the hope for that. And I was trying to think there was because I just met with Cindy Parks this afternoon. because we're approving the latest change order on that. The 70 some odd $1,000 was a second change order where they had to test the piles to make sure they work because they didn't go down to the right depth or the right torque. And so we're good now. We're good.
But no more helical piles that we have to talk about. No more of that.
Helical piles are in, caps are on. Actually, I think they were pouring foundation this week. And so, but
Done the
they are
footings. So
Keep it warm enough that we don't have to have extra special concrete instead of just special concrete.
So the old building won't be torn down or dismantled or anything till the new one is completely done.
correct.
And all the new MCCs, all the new electrical and everything will be in place so that it'll be a small little transition from turning this off and turning this on.
Let's hope. Cross your fingers and pray, Mark. You know how that
We're not
goes.
going to tear down the old building until they're in the new building because we're not going to make them work outside for
please,
give you an umbrella,
yeah.
maybe a space heater.
Yeah, no, everything should. I can't foresee. Shouldn't say that, but I can't foresee any major glitches with it right now. I mean, we're through the like really rough parts. So there is. I have talked with them. Possibly there will be a change order for controls because we, in our ultimate wisdom, back when this project was being designed, said we were going to reuse the control panel that we already have. And there's not so certain that with all of the new equipment that it's going to talk to that old control panel. So that may be I don't know. It was not my decision. That was done before any of us got involved. But it's probably not a major expense, but it will be an expense that's probably going to take place, would be my guess. And I did sign today the order for the auto composite samplers, which we're getting reimbursed $18,400 to them, and the cost is actually a little over 20 because we had to switch auto composite samplers from what we originally had bid on. But so that's we have a $2,000 cost, but those have been ordered. That was one of the big things that I signed this afternoon, so they should be showing up soon.
Okay.
I think that's everything on that.
Water treatment.
Well, actually, you want to cover the one addition, the CWSRF
Yep.
loan documents. Those are just more or less for your guys' benefit. The select board is going to be signing those on the 30th. That is so that is the state loan that we will be taking after we've exhausted everything from USDA. That is the final money for this project. And I don't think this is going to be the last time we're going to sign it. We've already signed one of these loan agreements in the past. The dollar amount changed, so we're signing it again. It's going to change again. So I expect that we're going to have a new one again in the spring, but this is what the current one is. And you can see it has the schedule on the back where we're borrowing 1.9 or 1.8, somewhere in that range. And 800 and some odd thousand of it will be forgiven at the first year anniversary of the loan. So we can go up a little bit on that. The cap for the forgiveness is 850,000. So we're gonna hit that because we have to account for this $600,000 change order, which is going to be more borrowed money. But I believe we'll be able to stay underneath our bond capacity. So good.
Water treatment updates.
So that's actually the other addition as part of that as well. So I'm meeting with Nate tomorrow. We are applying for both DWSRF, which is the state, and USDA. And we're applying to both of them for $9.6 million because we'll see who gives us the better deal when it comes to funding the project. Typically, it's USDA, but you never know. So we always apply for both. And so you've got a copy of the state one, DWSRF. I just completed that one yesterday. And after I meet with Nate tomorrow, we should have USDA's ready to hit submit on. Because that one, I have a couple questions on that one. It asks about like town debt, but their system is really wonky. It goes back and forth between the town and then the enterprise accounts, and I'm not quite sure which debt do they want. Do they want the town's debt or do they want the enterprise account debt? And do we only count water or do we count sewer? Because it's kind of weird how their system is set up. And so I'm going to meet with Nate and see what his recommendation is. That's why we have an engineer. He can tell us what we should ask, what we should apply, how we should apply. So, but I filled everything out. I've uploaded all of our financial documents to them. So we're just about ready to hit submit on that as well. And he did meet with all the landowners for the easement for the water transmission from the source to the south plant. And I haven't heard where everything is with that. And I'm not sure he's pursued it much because it appears that we're going to be sticking somewhere close to where we already are, because the state's kind of labeled everything as wetlands up there. So the permitting fees are huge. And so we're going to try to avoid that if at all possible.
Okay. Truck replacement.
Okay, I called the people that I gave you the quote. They're still holding on to it. But whatever your decision is tonight, if it's yay or nay, they're not holding it anymore. He did give me a new quote. Our original quote from them was $39,900. His new quote is $38,354, and that's only good till tomorrow, because everything is changing again. And the first of the year, there's no more rebates. I called him after he sent me the quote and asked him if he'd be willing to give us a price for the old truck. Would they be interested in taking it in on trade? I told him what was wrong with it, that it was rusty, does not pass motor vehicle inspection at the end of the year. He sent back a quote which brings the price down to $36,354 for a new 2026 truck. Let me see. So that has dropped down to $36,354. So, and I have to call him tomorrow. So we have to make a decision on whether or not we're going to accept it. And he's giving you $2,000 for the old truck. So
that's rather generous.
Hey, I told him what was wrong with the truck,
much,
and he says they take it down to some auction someplace, and they know what they're doing.
Places like South Carolina, the first year it's registered, they don't have to.
I thought that was really nice of them. The only stipulation was that this truck is delivered here to Island Pond. He will drive the old truck back to Concord, New Hampshire, and he asked that the truck be filled up halfway.
The truck that we're getting rid of be filled up halfway. And the one that he's delivering going to be filled up when it gets here?
Yes. That's their policy.
I know the inspection doesn't run out until another
You ain't gonna
month,
get a deal like this again.
but let's just we're gonna have
just
to
have to make a motion. I mean,
we're gonna have to figure out how the how to work that into the budget. Obviously, it's yes. Any discussion before we do motions? No.
So it's 4-wheel drive.
4-wheel drive.
And have they looked at it and made sure that it's what they need?
The same thing that you got. It's a fleet truck, cab only. There's no the back seats. It's just a strip.
Right, that's what I'm just saying, that the water people that are gonna be having to use it have
Got
looked.
four-wheel drive. It's got auto locking, rear differential. It's got a turbo max engine in it. It's got 8-speed automatic transmission, 50 state emission passes.
Tow package.
Rear tinted windows, rear defogger, trailering package, painted steel wheels, nothing fancy. What else was there? The rear axle ratio, which is standard ratios. That's about it.
It's a truck that
Four-wheel drive,
Got 4-wheel drive.
1500 Silverado.
Okay.
Color white.
Okay, anyone wanna make a motion on that?
Yes, I'll make a motion.
And a second to
I'll
purchase?
second it. There's the quote, 36,354.
All in favor to
From where you
approve?
buying it from? You should,
Bank
because you should,
Chevrolet.
I'd say all in favor to approve the purchase of the 2026 Silverado 1500 from Banks Chevrolet for the amount of $36,354 delivered.
Delivered.
Banks, you said?
It's BANKS.
BANKS.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
so then I believe, because you're gonna borrow the money for this, are you not?
I didn't say, I don't have the budget in front of me. We're gonna have to borrow it and figure it out. I haven't seen
So you're-
budget numbers in
So
eternity.
you're going to need to make a motion to authorize Teresa to take a 5-year loan for this new truck.
Okay.
We'll make the language sound pretty, but that's
Do
what
we
you're
have
gonna
to tell the
need.
bank? You tell your bank?
You can leave it up to Teresa to wherever she gets the best interest rate.
Okay. So if I can get someone to make a motion.
Gotta make a
to-
motion that authorize Teresa to get a loan for the 36,354, I think it was.
Yep, I got it. I wrote that down.
5-year
And
loan.
when and
5-year loan.
he wants me to call him when you have the title on the old truck and everything ready, and then he'll drive the new truck up Monday through Thursday.
Okay, well,
Good, because that's all she works.
Do we typically do those 5 years, Teresa?
we typically do, yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yep.
I wouldn't want to go any more, that's for sure.
No,
The idea of
well,
a
you can.
5-year loan. And
You
see,
can.
the idea of a 5-year loan gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Want to keep that with the paperwork.
You don't need it.
Yeah,
Nope.
you have to go to a bond vote if you want to do more than 5 years.
Really?
Yep,
Huh.
5 years is the
Anybody
max.
gonna-
You can-
Second.
You
Can I get
borrow.
a second on that?
I second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm not taking a personal loan. So we have a clerk laptop.
Yes, you are going to be having Katie doing your billing starting the 1st of January. But we need a laptop for Katie so that she's not using the library's personal laptop for water billing. So the last ones that I bought for a couple of the other staff were about $800. So it'll be somewhere in that same vicinity, probably a mouse included because she doesn't have one of those.
So
So this is
Billy-
gonna be like the one that we ordered.
Yes,
The
yeah,
last
just
board
like
meeting?
right, because we just bought one for the water department.
That's right.
silly question. How much, like, is it gonna be all of her work's gonna be done on that for us, or is everybody gonna be using that laptop?
No, it's going to be at Katie's laptop to use. She'll be using it for water and all of her other town duties that she's working on for, like for rec and for all those. It will be hers. It'll be just like mine or Teresa's or the clerk's. You know,
So would it be split between the departments, or are we buying the whole thing?
you're buying it. You've been using everybody else's all this time. So
Right.
You know,
that's just where I mean, like, it's a question, right? I mean, like we've
Yeah,
been
no,
using.
it's one of those. She's primarily using it for the water. That's the primary place, so that's who's going to pay for this one because the water has been utilizing my laptop for a long time and didn't pay a dime towards it. So that's the way it
Oh, we
works.
paid wages, Mike. We paid wages.
Wages does not cover my laptop.
It's worth a shot. Anybody got questions on that? Do we want to have a computer or no computer?
I'll make a motion that we buy Katie the same computer that we did for the water department laptop.
Same budget, not necessarily the same laptop.
As described by Michael Straight.
There we
Up
go.
to $800.
Because it's
$810.
make it up to 1,000. It'll be somewhere between 800 and 1,000 probably.
Yeah.
You know, it could be less if I can get a deal, but it's you never know until I go shopping. So
Well, Black Friday.
well,
That's gonna be a long wait for another Black Friday. And a
um
second,
Second,
all in favor.
Aye.
aye.
so I believe we're going to give water board here that wants somebody else to pay. We're going to give your water department a new printer. Thank you very much. Because the one that's sitting there on the desk behind you, evidently they need a new printer down at the plant. At least that's what Andrew says. So that one we're going to send there because we don't print bills in the town office anymore. So
Is that a scanner?
yes, it is.
Okay.
It's not color.
So that'll be compatible with the printer, with the laptop that we're getting.
I don't know that the current printer they've got, but I was told it does not. So we'll discuss
No,
that
I'm talking
later.
about the one here that's we're gonna give them.
Yes.
Will be compatible with the laptop
Oh, yeah.
that we're purchasing?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We could find drivers for it.
Oh, yeah.
My brain did not go to computer drivers. I was trying to figure out why you were trying to drive a printer. Blonde moment there for just a second. Okay, accounting changes discussion.
Okay.
So something came to me when I'm looking at all of our finances and how we account for things. So right now, H2O's bill is basically just divided in half, sewer, water. But you know what? We have 700 units of water and only 400 units of sewer. Why are we not billing it out per unit? Because it would certainly help spread the cost a little more fairly across the whole system and, you know, make the increases to sewer not quite so dramatic. Because, you know, basically the sewer is, you know, subsidizing the water at this point because, you know, we have to go out and read the meters every time. We have to, you know, we're replacing all the meters in the town, but there's really no accounting for the fact that, okay, that's a big cost that the wastewater treatment plant's helping pay for. And so I'm thinking that we should
Some of that
change the way
billing,
we're.
only fair. It's only fair.
And it just seems like it would be a more doable system. I mean, it would change our rates probably next year when we make this change, but
Yeah.
this is a good time to do it because we're going into a new year and we're going to be changing rates anyway. You might see sewer might actually go down a little or it won't go up at all. Water will go up some, but that's spread over a lot more users, so the increase is way less.
Do we by any chance have like a copy of our budget with what that would look like if we did it? Or can we get that?
I can do that before the next meeting. Yeah, I mean, because I have to work on your guys' budget for next year, but I'd make sure you guys are even on board with that. But so right now, you know, each side is paying, you know, where is it? For this year's
$1.
budget.
I
Yeah,
don't
no,
think
it's definitely more than $1. Right now, it's 165,855.
I was gonna say 365.
Yeah.
Because that's what that number doubled would be. It'd be interesting to see how that would play out because I know we did a 5-year budget the last time, but you know, we've done some
Well,
things.
that's a living document that needs to change all the time because we're going to need to make changes to it anyway
Right.
because our borrowing has changed going forward, you know, and our the timing of when the water treatment plants are going to come online for bill payments is going to change. So we need to make some adjustments to some of that.
And that's what I was trying to say, is that we projected, but things change. So I'd be curious how that changes across time.
And that brings me back to, beyond just that in accounting. So we have water, we have sewer, and we have water sewer operations. But some of our stuff, I'm not quite sure why they don't go underneath the operations and then it just gets billed out to the two departments the same way. Because like trucks, we're not doing that way. And, they're kind of getting dumped into one or the other kind of willy-nilly. There's really no rhyme or reason to why we're billing something to water or something to sewer. And, it's one of those, it really should go into the operations. And then those two departments get billed from the operations account. We kind of do it backwards. We kind of funnel money back into the operations account out of the two, and it doesn't really, and I guess it's just the way we've always done it. But I think it's something that maybe we should look at making changes, because I've always thought that when it comes to the bills coming in, because we kind of do that weird deposit thing with the bank where actually it should just go into the operations account and then each one gets a check written to them for their respective dollar amounts.
I mean, you take the trucks. I mean, they're used a lot more for the water department than they are for the sewer department. And here we are now. We've bought 3 trucks. I mean, should the water department be paying as much? Well, yeah, they should be paying.
I think that right now, I think you're actually billing the water department for the trucks. I could be wrong.
No, I believe that's right, Michael.
I think so too.
Yeah,
I think that the water department's paying for the trucks, but it's all kind of wonky. It's the way we're doing it.
One third probably should go to the sewer.
Part of it should be probably. I mean, I think we should start looking at some of these expenses and actually allocating them based upon number of units billed for each side, and that's how you get. That's how you reimburse.
That's probably how it should be done. I mean, that seems like that's how I do it for my work.
And that's how fairly
it would make
more your budgets.
Sense, like you said, when the payments come in, instead of allocating it to sewer, allocating it to water, put it into the operations.
Right, and then you just once a month you write a check into the other account.
Correct.
You get rid of that weird depositing thing that we do, which is kind of
split deposits.
Yeah, kind of wonky.
Yep.
So I don't know. I think Teresa, you and I should work on this, but I need to make sure the board was okay if we start proposing changes. I want to make sure you guys are on board if we start making changes.
Well, makes common sense. It's what you brought up makes perfectly good sense.
Okay.
Now under this accounting change here, I've got something I want to bring up. I brought it up to Joel. In watching select board meeting every Wednesday, the Wednesdays that they have their meeting, which ours is the day before theirs. It's always the day before. I noticed at their meeting that all the bills that go to the town, they go through all the bills and they initial them to be paid. And I think that this process should be followed from now on. For the water and sewer board, I think the bill should come to us. That this one meeting a month, we should go over them. Maybe at that time we could say, well, this should go more to the sewer than the water. You know what I mean? But I mean, I'd have a better feeling working on the budget every year if I kind of knew how things progressed here every year on what we're paying bills on. And I have no clue. And as board members, we should know how the money is being spent. And looking at these bills every month that they come in, I want to see the bills, and I want to initial it to say, yes, pay this one. I mean, that's the way it should be. And it's done like that in other departments. And I think this department should start doing the same thing.
I don't disagree that you guys should review them. The problem is one meeting a month, you're going to end up with a lot of late bills.
And so that's what I was going to ask about is because one meeting a month, it's going to be very difficult to get ahead of those bills.
You could make it. I mean, we could.
Maybe we could have a special meeting to kind of get the rhythm for the billing, and then at our third Tuesday of the month should be plenty of time for the bills to go out. But maybe we should have one prior, starting the first of the year, have a special meeting to pay bills, so that then we're current. We're going to be on a
But
30-day.
Bills don't always come in by the time
So
they
what
get
I'm going
here.
to say is, if you gave Teresa and I the authority to pay bills so they're not late, and then you review them at
And
the
then
meeting,
you review
but-
them and sign them.
That's fine.
because like
Like your
all the
electric bills
engineering-
are gonna be due
Yeah.
Right.
like the 15th or the 10th or something like that. It's earlier in the month. Your meeting's not until the 3rd. So, we'll pay them, but yes, you get all the warrants. You can look at them all afterwards
Yeah.
and all of that stuff.
I
But I
think
may
it's
have to
just-
pay some before you meet.
I think the board is really responsible to look at this stuff. I mean, I think
I
the
have
board.
no problem with you guys looking at it. I just want to make sure that we don't
Yeah.
put a system in where they can't go out until you guys have signed off on, because you only meet once a month. That's not going to be a doable, especially with all the big projects, because all those bills are I approve all those.
Yeah.
And-
No, I understand that. I mean, we can't be here 24/7, but
right,
I
right.
just like to see the bills come across our desk so that we can see what's going on.
I have no problem with giving you the warrants on those, and you just, so long as you're okay that if we have to pay something, we pay it, and then you just guys review it at your meeting, that's fine.
Yeah.
Do we need motions or anything on that?
No, I don't think so.
I
It's
honestly
just,
believe that you guys are supposed to be doing that anyways.
yeah, we should have been doing that to start with.
Okay.
We haven't.
I thought it was
I think
odd that we didn't, but hey, I joined the
No,
board
yeah.
late.
Honestly think that you guys are really supposed to be doing that anyways.
It's not like we're the first water board that's ever existed.
Right. Right.
The thing is, I think it used to be easier because the people that were on the board were town employees, and so they were just there. They would just come in and they'd all sign off on them when they were sitting there in a file folder. Nobody had to actually do it at a meeting, because
Right. Right.
like Andy and Bruce both used to work for the town, and so they could just come up and sign it whenever.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
And so, it's, I think it's fine. You should be reviewing them.
Okay. Anything else? We're gonna go to this Yankee generator thing before we go to minutes.
Yes, I just need your, okay, if you're okay with it, I can sign it. I just need. to
Now,
make sure.
this Yankee thing now is to take care of our old generator till we get the new one online.
Yeah,
Okay, that's what I figured, because he's very knowledgeable. It seems like he really knows what he's doing.
I thought agreement was in place already. This is just formalizing it.
Right. Well, it should have been done every year. And that's,
Well, it was done last year. I didn't realize we hadn't signed off on it.
Yeah.
And say it looks like it runs January to December. So
Yeah.
we're looking at this in December for all of next year. It's a renewal of the contract. How
If you
much
guys
was
are
it
fine
last
with it.
year? Same price?
No idea. Zach
Um,
just sent it to me. I did not sign it last year, so I do not know.
a question, Mike, on a new retrofitting of the two plants. Are both plants gonna have generators?
I am not certain. I would have to go back and look at the plant specs on that, but I'm
But
gonna
could
almost
you-
be willing to
could-
bet you yes.
I would hope so. So
This includes the water plant generator, also the tow generator.
yeah, the tow generator, yes. But down the road, once we retrofit these two plants, I'm hoping they both are going to have a generator.
I don't think they're planning for one at the north.
You don't think the North's getting one?
That's what it was saying.
Could you check on that, Mike?
I'm meeting with him tomorrow, or Thursday, so I'll ask him then.
Okay, so are we authorizing you to sign this or do we got to sign it?
I can sign it. It's fine.
Yeah.
I told him I'd sign it and send it back to him tonight.
I make a motion, go ahead, pay for the maintenance.
And the second to sign the maintenance agreement?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so just FYI, we have a quote here from Zach that we'll get some more details on for a 8-foot tripod winch and some other stuffs. But you now got that. And then we have the minutes from our prior meeting. I believe those were sent to us by email.
Yeah, I printed off a
Yeah,
copy
Yeah,
too.
I got it right here.
I can't remember the date though on it. November or
It
something.
was November 18th.
Thank you so much.
Any questions on those?
No, I make a motion that we go ahead and
Approve.
approve.
Thank you.
I'm like, and a second on
Yeah,
that.
whatever it is you do with those.
Go
Yeah,
do the thing you do.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any other business before we move on to the last one? Okay. And who needs to be in that? Just the board and
I'm sorry.
no.
So once I get the loan documents, you guys are gonna have to sign them.
Yeah.
So
Call me and I'll
Not
come
them.
up here and sign it.
Who? Oh, for the truck. Sorry.
truck.
I'm taking all the other loan documents. I'm like,
You
no,
don't
those are
sign
select
those?
board.
You scared me there for a minute. I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah, they do. They're borrowing for a truck.
We're gonna make
I think that's right.
Yeah, no, I was
I
thinking the
thought
other
you were
loan
taking
documents,
that
the $2
loan out.
million loan documents, they can't sign.
So I may have to just like call you in
Call me and
for.
I'll come in.
I thought you were signing it. You were taking the loan.
No, thank you.
Darn. Yeah, you know how to get a hold of me.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, who needs to be in the executive? It's just the board and you, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then I will, we have wording.
I did not give you the thing. So you're making you
I
need a
will-
motion to enter into executive session under the auspices of Vermont Title 313, finding that
Yeah, I got the rest of it. If we can, would like members of the board and the town manager to enter an executive session to discuss contractor personnel discussions under VS Title 313, finding that premature knowledge to the public may be detrimental to the town. Can I get someone to make that motion?
I make that motion.
And second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Stupid. We exited executive session at
Oh, actually, you need to
6:49.
make the motion to exit
Oh.
executive session.
Getting ahead of myself. So I'm gonna make a motion to exit.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
We exited executive session at 6:50 PM. No action has been taken. I will now accept a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Have a great night, guys.